Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. So today's short history video is actually on the Charlie Mukte. The Charlie Mukte actually refers to 40 Sikh warriors. So the Charlie Mukte, when you translate it, literally means the 40 liberated ones. So it's this idea that there were 40 Sikhs that were liberated by Guru Sahib. Now, obviously, Guru Sahib, being a Akaal Channel, their try is to liberate everyone. But obviously, those people who fall under that path of Kam Krodh, the Lobh Mohankar, they go towards the Panch Jor. It's difficult to pull them back. But this was the history of 40 Sikhs who actually fell into that kind of idea of the Panch Jor and then were pulled out of it. And they actually went back to Guru Sahib and asked for forgiveness. So when we look at the Charlie Mukte's history, we take it to Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj's time. So after Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj actually created the Khalsa, the Khalsa Panth was something that was flourishing. Anandpur Sahib was basically Guru Ki Nagari. It was the place where it was well known as a Sikhi environment. But having said that, there were many Hindus and Muslims that lived there as well, that were living there peacefully without any sort of problems. The problems started to come obviously when the Pahari Raje, the Hindu Pahari Raje, the Rajput kings, started to have problems with Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj. In the past, before Vaisakhi 1699, they were having loads of issues with Guru Sahib, and even now as well, they were continuing this sort of enmity with Guru Sahib. But the only reason was because Guru Sahib was stopping them from, being tyrannical leaders. So this was this kind of idea really that Guru Sahib had, and hence why he created the Khalsa Panth, that it was a Panth that would stand up against oppression. So this was that kind of idea. Now, Anandpur Sahib was sieged for over 6 months, and obviously this is, kind of leading into the history of the Char Sahibzade and how, Chamkaur di Gadi and the Jang in Chamkaur di Gadi. So the way it happened was that during the Anandpur Sahib siege, Bhai Maha Singh, who was regarded as quite a very strong Sikh. He was quite a very brave warrior as well, and he was someone who wasn't really very easily scared. And Bhai Maha Singh, after being bukha for weeks on end, no water supplies, no food supplies, they were stuck in this this fort of Anandpur Sahib for all this time. Bhai Maha Singh eventually got sick of it. And a lot of Sikhs in his Jatha also got sick of it. And because of that, they actually went to Guru Sahib. And after many tries, they tried to get Guru Sahib to leave Anandpur Sahib. And there's actually a Sakhi here as well, where the Ghazis got together and they said to Guru Sahib that, you can, if you leave, we won't harm you. We won't do anything. And the Sikhs got really excited. They were like, yes, Guru Sahib, let's go. And, we'll be all right. And, we'll be okay. And then Guru Sahib tried to explain it to the Sikhs that, this is a tokha. They're not going to, it's a jang. They're not going to let us go nicely. They're going to get us out of the gadi so we've got no protection so that they can kill us all. That's the plan. But, if you don't trust me, I'll prove it to you. And Guru Sahib actually got all the Sikhs to get all their dirty clothes, all their dirty, stuff, broken arms, things like that. And they told them to get them together and put it on gadde. So gadde were like these little wooden carts. And they said, fill them up with gadde and let them go out the gadi first and then just watch the tamasha. And obviously they didn't understand. And the moment the gadde left, the Pathan Faujdars, they saw that obviously there were these gadde that were filled with things. Obviously they didn't know what it was. So they decided to attack the gadde straight away, and they attacked the gadde, killed the cattle that were there, and they tried to take whatever there was. Obviously they realized that it was just dirty clothes and broken arms and ammunition. So there Guru Sahib actually explained it to them that, look, this is what they're really after. They're not after us getting out safely, they're after us getting killed. That's what they're here for. They're not here to play nice and to let us go. But obviously after months and months and months, the Sikhs started to get fed up, and these Charlie Singhs, led by Bhai Maha Singh, actually decided to leave. And they went to Guru Sahib and they said, Guru Sahib, we cannot stay here. This is absolutely impossible. We can't live here and fight here when we're tired, when we're, getting, we're hungry, we're not getting anything to drink, we've got rusty swords, we've got broken arms, we can't fight these people, let's just leave. And Guru Sahib obviously said that they're not going to leave Anandpur Sahib. And so the Charlie Singhs said, okay, we're going to leave. And then Guru Sahib actually sent them a letter by the hands of their mother, Mata Gujar Kaur. And they sent them a letter and they said that if you guys are, willing to leave, if you guys really want to leave, that's fine, you can leave. But, when you leave, you have to sign this letter that says that you are not the Sikhs of the Guru and Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj is not your Guru. And, the Sikhs didn't really hesitate to sign it either. They were quite happy to sign it because, again, they were fed up, they were tired. They were starting to miss their families, that kind of calm, the Lord Mohankar was starting to come back. They were prideful that they'd fought in these jungs, but they were fed up that they had to stay there for that long. And, because of the conditions, because of the kind of situation they were in, it kind of made them push towards that side. So due to that, obviously, the Sikhs started to sign this Badawa. So Badawa was like a resignation letter. And they started to sign this letter one by one. The Sikhs left under the shade of night. They managed to leave and get out. So they went back to their pind. And, they hoped that, they had many, aspirations in their mind. That, we'll go back to the pind, we'll live a good life, we'll have a great fun. And then, after Guru Sahib comes to his senses and, he leaves Anandpur Sahib, then we'll go and join them back. Just like a shukti kind of thing. And, like a bit of a day off. So that was the kind of initial plan. But when they went home, they basically had a quite different experience. When Bhai Mahan Singh came home, Mata Parkour actually asked him that, where's Guru Sahib? That was the first thing she asked him. And, because you brought your Fauj home, where's Guru Sahib? Where's our Fajdar? Where's our Jathedar? And Bhai Mahan Singh at the time, he, explained to her, we left. And she wasn't really sure of what, he meant. And, he explained it to her that, we said that we're not the Sikhs of the Guru. We signed this letter and now we're all home, we're all good. And at that point, the Iतिहासकार is actually right that Mata Parkour actually threw her churiyan at him, so her bracelets, her bangles at him. And she said that you can wear my churiyan, you can wear my chunni, so you can wear my veil. I'll take your talwar and I'll take your horse and I'm going to go fight for my Guru. So that was the kind of idea, that kind of PR that people had for Guru Sahib at the time. Some people went home and their fathers or their sisters or, their mothers or, their family members were disowning them. They were saying, why have you left? Sar deke tu Guru Amrit Shakya, you gave your head when you took Amrit. Why are you now leaving? Because, you fancied some home roti and stuff like that. It was quite a harsh way to put it, but it was enough to snap them out of that kind of calm, Lord Mohankar, that kind of false perception that they were living in. Because especially now, these days as well, we kind of have this false perception about, life and how, we should enjoy our lives rather than worrying about, Dharam, religion, Sikhi, what Guru Sahib says, and let's try and use our own brains. That's the kind of life we live in. But Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj clearly writes that Jag Supane Jo Jaan, that you should recognize this world as, a supana, as a dream, because it's not real. It's all this kind of maya that you see around you, all this kind of things that you see around you. It's all money. It's all fake. There's nothing realistic about it. But there is one person that's always realistic, and that's that one Akaal Guru that will always help you out. So, this is the kind of thing that Guru Sahib was trying to get them to realize. When they realized this, it was after Guru Sahib had actually fought in Chamkaur di Gadi. So the Vadde Sahibzade had attained martyrdom. Bhai Himmat Singh, Bhai Mohkam Singh, Bhai Sahib Singh of the Panch Pyare, they had also attained martyrdom. Bhai Sangat Singh Ji, Baba Jeevan Singh Ji, Hor, Beant Shaheed Singhs had given Shaheedi at the time. That's why kind of December is like that quite a sad kind of time. Now, Mai Pagoji actually led these Charlie Singhs along with the Jatha Bibiyan as well, Jujaru Bibiyan, to find Guru Sahib, basically, to figure out where Guru Sahib had gone and to join back to Guru Sahib and ask for their forgiveness. And when they were going back, they caught wind that Guru Sahib was actually around Mukhtsar side. Now, Mukhtsar Sahib at the time was known as Kidrana. And, you probably heard this kind of phrase, Kidrana di Tab. So this was like a kind of lake around Kidrana, this area. This is where the Jang actually took place. So Kidrana di Tab was actually this place where the Jang happened. So when Guru Sahib was actually surrounded by a big forge of Mughal Pathans, and the Guru Sahib was stuck in the middle along with a bunch of Singhs. So the Singhs were fighting on a frontal assault at the time, but obviously, they were struggling because there was no help from the outside. Now, when my Pagoji actually got to the Jang along with the Charlie Mukte and the Jijaru Bibiyan Jaha, it kind of added to that forge that they had, because now the Pathans had to fight on two fronts. They were being attacked from the front and they were being attacked from behind. So it kind of allowed them to kill off quite a few Pathans, and as well as that, it allowed them to actually, make the Pathans retreat. Eventually, even if it was only Charlie Singhs, but again, Charlie Singhs has been proven to be a lot, for, Dushmans, for people like that. And that's the power that comes with that Amrit, because again, Charlie Singhs fought in Chamkaur di Gadi, and we fought against the 1 million Fauj. 21 Sikhs fought in Saragadi against 10,000 Afghan soldiers. So, we've kind of got this misal of fighting, in kind of impossible situations, yet we managed to come out victorious. And that's the kind of idea. Now, obviously, the Singhs attained martyrdom because, again, there was so many of, there was just so many Pathan Faujdars. But again, because they ran away, they retreated, it allowed some people to be, less injured than others. Now, when Guru Sahib started walking through the battlefield to look for survivors, along with the few Singhs that were left, he came across my Pagoji. When he came across my Pagoji was actually, she wasn't very wounded. She was still breathing. She was still alive. And so he came to my Pagoji and told the Singhs to obviously nurse her back to health. My Pagoji later then stayed with Guru Sahib and became Guru Sahib's bodyguard as well. And you can see my Pagoji's banduka, her guns, and her other shastra, Nadir Sahib as well, Shri Hajur Sahib as well. And then, moving the kind of story forward, Guru Sahib actually, when they were looking around, they saw those 40 Singhs that had each signed the Badawa, that had each put their fingerprint, on that Badawa and said that, Guru, you're not our Guru and we're not your Sikhs, and then they came across Bhai Mahasingh. Bhai Mahasingh, who was on his dying breath at the time, Guru Sahib actually wiped his face, gave him some pani de shitte, tried to, sustain him. And, Guru Sahib actually said to Bhai Mahasingh that I'm very happy with you. And, you've done a great thing. You've proven that, a single person can change, especially nowadays in our Panth, we have this very bad concept of, someone does something wrong and, they can't change. But again, someone does something wrong here in history and they changed completely. So we should always be up to giving people a second chance. And that's always something that we should be able to do in our Khalsa Panth. Unfortunately, we don't do that. I don't know why. But, again, this is the kind of ideas that we come from. Now, at that time, Guru Sahib actually asked Bhai Mahasingh, I'm so impressed with you. Ask for whatever you want. I'll give it to you. Anything you want. Now, a lot of the times when someone tells us something like this, we would ask for something, out of this world. Probably, like a new car, a new life. Some people would maybe even ask for the Gurgaddi. If they care that much about Chodda, they would probably ask for something like that. And Bhai Mahasingh, and this is the kind of idea really of Sikhi that Sikhi has. Bhai Mahasingh just asked Guru Sahib to please rip that Badawa, to tear that letter up that I gave you that said that I'm not your Sikh, because I'll happily die your Sikh, but I don't want to have that Badawa kalank on my forehead for any longer. And Guru Sahib ripped that Badawa, and as they ripped that Badawa, Bhai Mahasingh gave their last breath. So this is the kind of idea of the Charlie Mukte, their Shahidi. And again, the Shabad that we have up on screen, Ramaya ho Barak Tera, that Hey Akal Purkh, I am your child, I'm like your son. Kahina Khandas Avguna Mera. That just please disregard all bad things I do and get rid of any, bad actions that I do, bad deeds that I commit. And because again, this is the kind of Sikhi that Guru Sahib has taught us about. It's all about learning. If you make a mistake, it's okay. Just learn to move forward. Don't dwell on that mistake. Ask for forgiveness from Akaal Purkh, do Ardas, and move forward. That's the kind of, again, Sikhi path that we have. So I hope you've all enjoyed. I hope this taught you a little bit about the Charlie Mukte, Bhai Maha Singh, and that kind of whole history of the battle at Mukhtsar side. Pulna Chukka di Khema. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.